Really excited, guys, because you know what's coming. That's right, we've got... That's it. This is a multiplayer match. I'm co-oping. I'm co-oping on the USSR. I'm being told to take control of the Ukrainian front. For God's sake, Kaniki. We've had some issues with Kaniki today. He was refusing to play. Oh, it's just weird. Anyway, back to important things. Playing as the Soviet Union, controlling their southern front. Interested to see how this one will play out, really. Vovec hasn't done a bad job of setting this up. This looks pretty good, to be honest. Looks pretty solid. I'm wondering why he's deployed back here. So there's a river line, that's why. But anyway, yeah, so I'm going to ask Vovec to... Sorry, I'm playing in windowed. It's going to be easier. You take production. Yeah, anyway, so we're facing off against the players in this match. HMS is on Germany, Grizzly is playing Japan, Portugal is by a new guy on South Africa, Prussian Prince on the United Kingdom, Vovec, as I said, on the USSR, Killerbin is another new guy on Canada, Tiny's on Spain, Jonu's on US, Morris is also co-oping UK, Spieler on Brazil, and the Schlongman on Australia. We also got Mush on Italy, by the way, but he goes off the bottom because of the weird resolution thing. Yeah, so I'm sorry, the guys, I'm playing on window, but it's actually so much easier to organise the game like this, which is why I'm doing that. And earlier I was doing some other stuff. Ultimately, we're not at war with Germany yet. However, we could be soon. So, this will be interesting, guys. So keep your heads on a swivel because there's going to be some pretty dramatic action. As you can tell, Germany has not done bad in this game. They've lost in North Africa, but they retreated. They didn't lose. That's the important thing. Apparently, Italy has a very strong garrison. Germany is just ruffle stomping everything. Spain and Portugal are in the Axis, so the Europe is dominated by them. So it's up to the US and Britain to pull out something pretty special, to be honest. Brazil is in the Allies. I don't know how Japan has been performing. I've just jumped in on this game. I haven't been playing up to now. So I'll be very interested to see what's going to happen. Anyway, I'm going to unmute TeamSpeak because I really need to hear what everyone's saying. So
yeah, the U-boat warfare stopped.
I hope that's an interesting introduction, guys, for you all.
And now we finally have convoys.
Looks like things are finally looking up for the Allies.
Yeah. Oh, I'm in a Spanish battle. Right there. Yeah, we're winning it, but I'll get the carriers down over there. And I'll get my battleships standing by.
I wouldn't say my front was the strongest. It could be. This is not a bad setup at all. But,
yeah.
You know, we're looking at probably superior units. Probably looking at not bad organisation, not bad officer ratio.
Actually, we're not really
this could be interesting. It could be another ruffle stomp again. No, the last multiplayer game was very one-sided, so we'll bear that in mind. I'm literally taking control of Ukraine. I don't think I'm doing anything else really.
Well, my carrier's almost there.
So I'm hoping that it's all going to be fine. I noticed we haven't got Bessarabia.
No,
I leave it up to Vovec to deploy things. I know what he's up to.
Oh, they're going in Mediterranean.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fine. I'm just keeping an eye on him.
I'll keep my battleship fleet standing by over there. This carriers can get back. And hopefully our light cruisers will be ready for this carrier.
User
Oops.
joined your channel.
Who joined?
You guys, I was on the wrong channel, I think. I play now Brazil and
Oh,
Romania.
oh, sorry, I wasn't
Romania
sure who
didn't
was who.
exist anymore.
Ah,
Okay, hello guys, nice to meet you.
Hello, nice to meet you.
Hello.
hey, hey.
At the moment,
Right,
I'm
what's the
very
Soviet
interested
front
to know what their
looking
armour
like?
is, as I've noticed that this is
Or Vovec
predominantly
and
infantry.
stuff.
I mean, here they've tried a strong
Well, you're not
force.
fighting, I mean, how
This
down?
is very circle friendly here, so I'm quite worried
Okay,
about that.
no, yeah.
Vovec has been keeping a deep front. It's not the strongest
Can I
front I've
declare war on
ever
this
seen, so
France?
I just hope that it's going to turn out well.
I think you should.
We've got to drag them
Because the
down. We've got
transport,
to
they've
hold
got
them, hold
Gibraltar, they
them
won't let me
away.
go through the strait, so I need a port close by.
We got a port. Oh, go on then. Yeah, anyone's going okay.
Okay, that's fine.
Should I restore France or just conquer it?
Restore.
We are even trying to hold Vladivostok, I've noticed. Now this will be interesting, because I have to say, out of all the nations, I think the USSR is the one I've done the least. I noticed Vovec has done a crazy move at the end, just Sweden's last legs, trying to stab them in the back. I'm hoping the Allies can do something impressive.
Sound muted. Sound resumed.
Jono, what's the US looking like?
Kind of blue.
Very funny.
Oh shit, the Italian. Oh crap, the Italian Navy just ambushed my destroyers. My fleet.
Wait, where?
It's no use, I just lost a lot of them.
Where? Tell me. You gotta tell me where.
Gibraltar.
Someone was telling me that the Prussian prince, I think
I
it's
don't know.
his
It's a
own YouTube
bit of a
channel.
mixed bag at the
I think
moment.
I might have even referenced it
I
before,
can't
to
see
be
him,
honest.
so-
Yeah, they got away.
I'm not sure it's that particular Russian prince, but to be honest,
Yeah, yeah, come to Casablanca. Yeah, I just
I
lost
see
that.
him.
Sound muted.
he could be a fake.
Sound
Whoa,
resumed.
shit, I just lost a load of floats.
I say that
Sound
because I know
muted.
there are quite a lot of people that impersonate the Prussian prince and for his Napoleon Total War vids. He's a quite a successful player, so I think that's why they do that. We'll see, won't we? I'm not really sure what's going to happen, to be honest.
Sound
Did a hit onto
resumed.
us.
I'm a bit
Yeah.
concerned, really. I don't know what Germany's up to, but wherever they're up to, this can't be their
what
whole
I'll
force.
do is...
They have nothing in Scandinavia. They have no other
Right,
front.
okay. Right, I sent my...
They have no armour on the front line, which
me a
really does
second.
suggest that they're going to hit us hard.
I'll send...
Don't think the assault will come across from Romania at the moment. Although I would like to scout it.
I apologize, America, but those cruisers will be even more delayed.
Yeah, so
I just want to see what they've got behind their line.
Where did they go? Where?
Broadies by the coast. It might give
I'm guessing
something
they're
away. I'm
using
not very
Spanish ports.
hopeful that we give anything away, to be honest.
Or Portuguese ports. Is it possible you could build some infrastructure in the province of Mohammed Qual in Egypt? It's the one thing stopping me getting troops from Ethiopia to North Africa.
Use your tracks.
I've just lost them all.
It'll take too long to build them.
Whoa! Italy has not totally lost. It's fine.
Yeah, it'll just take too long to build it. It's no point.
How units still to deploy? I hope there are some got some ideas for that here. Noticed that there was some reserve armor in here, which is against our rules. What else?
Right, I'm just gonna detach all the divisions that we'll have in Africa and attach them to the Middle East Command Theater directly. Like, not gonna have any actual pores under them or something.
I'm gonna check all these bits out.
Good. You better not be. Don't want to get into a whole group discussion here.
See Italian troops moving to Portugal for some reason.
Oh, sorry.
I'm trying to find the Spanish fleet, I can't see it.
To be honest, I could be lying, but I'm not going to follow it up here. Not now. So yeah, I'm really confused. I'm really worried as well. These stacks of German troops are really rather worrying. My line is particularly weak here. I'm just hoping that everything will be fine. But that's a pretty crap strategy. Hoping everything will be fine. I can send these back to port. Oh god, the Canadians were defeated in Sardinia. When you see the Allies fail to take Sardinia, you know you're in trouble. Big trouble. Which, to be honest, right now they really are. The Philippines are under assault.
If you take Casablanca in
Jono is doing
Morocco,
quite well. He's
you can
taking
use
the
that.
Pacific
I'm on
Island.
my way, don't worry.
I just hope he's going to take out Japan. I hope he's got Fortress Guard.
So maybe I can get some naval bombers or something
He's
on
got
there.
some coastal
and
forts and
Yeah.
air bases there. So
I get the
that
feeling
bodes well.
that there might be a Spanish flotilla. in
Morris
Canary
lost
Islands.
Singapore, which is not a good start for this. I put my first video of my Italy series up today, for those of you who haven't watched it already. I'm sure you all have watched it, to be honest. You know I know all my subscribers, so you know one as well. That's not true, I don't know one guy. Field Medic. I do not know who Field Medic is. We have no limit on the number of hours. Yeah. I'm anticipating being destroyed by HMS. To be honest. I just hope that we can hold.
Oh no, lost Hong Kong.
If the Allies can't make a headway,
We only
Italy
just-
are really difficult to
Yeah,
defend.
it took so long.
And if the fight comes down to just USSR v Germany,
I've just realised they could.
very
Can they go
bad
through you
situation.
now?
No, I don't think so. Let's see, infrastructure
So I started
They
back at
look
uni
like
now,
they're moving, but I
got
think
exams
the
and everything.
infrastructure is too
Not
bad.
of course that, so there might be
Yeah, it's
hardly
80%
any
now,
footage to be
yeah.
honest
Okay,
between then and now.
Morris, can you spare any?
Sound
But,
muted.
you know, exams are exams.
Sound resumed.
Because the Vichy French government has retreated to Dakar, and because I lost the Canadian Navy, I can't transport troops to take it.
Not just Sweden. Oh,
Right,
it must
wait,
be a revolt or something.
Sort of Spanish there.
From the looks of things, that will be the final nail in the coffin.
I'm just gonna check. Where's TeamSpeak?
We have a South African player, don't we?
Yeah,
Yeah, we
I
do.
think so.
Yeah. Tell him to make havoc in Portugal's colonies, as well as Belgians, because the Spanish are attacking the Belgian colonies.
I'll try to look at the Spanish fleet is. Can someone do military espionage on the Spanish then?
And building
Production license.
No, I don't think we could spare the leadership, Morris.
I'll just try to look at the fleet. It's annoyingly Canadian.
Yeah, oh yeah, I'm putting 3.5 leadership into espionage at the moment, but since I'm gonna wait for
Can you
that.
accept that production license, Vika?
Yeah, well, what, 20 landing craft and you give me $4,000 for it. Thank you.
I just hope the
Yes!
USA can deal with
Finally
below.
beat the Ethiopians!
That just took way too long.
Whoa, they're still.
Considering the province is
Yeah.
surrounded by rivers on 3 sides and is in mountains.
Oh, I'm sorry. Ethiopia should be easy to conquer, regardless of what you're tending against. They have no
Funny if
supply. They can't
it
be
back.
supplied by the Italians,
Then it would take you another.
especially if you
Year
take their
to take
ports. So I don't know. I don't know why it took so long. The Pacific campaign right now is definitely going in the favour of the Allies. They've taken Satawan.
The new
Uti,
transport fleet should be ready
Yeah,
by...
we've taken quite a lot of islands.
June
Not
the
the big
14th.
ones, Truk, Antwerp, Kwajina. These are the early battles of the Pacific. The sort of turned the battle. Palau, Saipan and Palau even are still in Japanese control. And of course Iwo Jima. Iwo Jima, once that falls, you know you're about to hit it. Iwo
moved the
Jima
carrot
and Okinawa, those are the
to,
two forward
east
bases for the
Spain.
invasion
Find out
of
where it is.
Japan. So if you
We
see
should
those
do
two
Espera
forwards,
to
Japan,
the different ports.
get
yeah.
very worried. You know what's coming. Who's playing Japan? Let's find out. I forgot. Grizzly. Grizzly's okay. He's a half decent player. He's against Jono, who's also a half decent player. So that's obviously going to go Jono's advantage since he's playing as the US. Yeah, the thing is I wonder what they've lost. We're going to look it up. That's just a bit about it. Oh my god! Wow. Canada has been right up against it. They lost their whole transport fleet by the look of it, including all their destroyers
Should've
and
built some
their light
convoys now, I
cruisers.
think, 'cause we need some.
Wow, impressive. France, we can ignore France. Germany, what have they lost? They're lost Sharpnose and Tirpitz, and they're doing pretty badly. Their U-boat campaign has been going pretty badly too, by the looks of it. Knowing HMS though, he'll have another 50 submarine photons out there. Italy, what have they lost? Anything significant in transport? Landing craft, destroyers. No, Italy's been doing well at keeping their losses down. Japan has as well 3 subs.
My manpower is down
Not bad
to
at all.
11.
Both nations are doing quite well there. Sweden, the US. Now this is where it's big losses. Well, some losses here. I say big losses. USA, they've lost some transport, quite a lot of transports. I suspect those were carrying troops as well. A heavy cruiser, 3 heavy cruisers actually, 4 heavy cruisers, 3 heavy cruisers. No, 4 heavy cruisers in the first group. So, and 2 battleships. 3 battleships, 4, 5, 6, 7 battleships. Oh god. It sounds to me, and lots of destroyers.
Yeah,
it sounds to me
sounds
like they
Good, sink it.
really have been up against it. Look at all these sinkings by Japan.
It's
Sink
sad.
Spy, mainly
Carriers over there.
not carrier air power, mainly battleships as well. So maybe
Problem
we're
is my
seeing
carriers
some
out of
historical
line, so
setups here.
it's based somewhere.
Lots of the UK ships. Oh, I've got UK, and the UK had been hit hard by the Germans and Italians, but that's about it really. I don't think the Soviets have actually lost a single ship yet, which is not bad going, to be honest. I don't like the situation here. I feel like pretty outgunned, to be honest.
Ooh. The
Check
abandoned
the chat
Tunis.
before you back.
I need to send
Sorry,
unit
let's have
over
action.
there.
I'm sending a division on the way.
Oh, okay.
I'm just bombing. I'm bombing that port there. Gonna. Tell me my naval is gonna reach that. Just beautiful. No, I can't do that. Let's move them. Yeah, I'm bombing this bash. Hopefully he won't realise. Look where the name Victory France is.
We all know what HMS does best.
Japan's not going to be able to push through anytime soon into India.
No.
Thanks to a convenient natural occurrence, jungle.
No. They have to send like, I'm gonna send a couple units to protect the ports as well. I want them to like, kind of landing behind.
I'm just bombing these Spanish battleships. No choice but to sit there and die. Wow. They tried bombing my carriers, I got interceptors there as well. So that's just fair.
The funny thing is, you can see he's thought about this so well. His main thrust is not anywhere pointless, it's directed towards Moscow, it's directed towards Leningrad. He knows what he's doing. I'm trying to get these ships repaired a little bit before you ask.
Well, where do I carry it?
Oh, I should fiddle with production, what was the secondary pay?
Alright, I'm sending units over to the ports in India.
Japan seems to have a weird going on a
If
bit
you're
of a weird
confident that
conquering
you
spree.
can
I'm not
defend
really
the
sure
ports,
what's
like, because I
completely
don't-
necessary.
For what?
Fleets in India. Do you think you can hold them off with just fleets, so I don't need to protect the ports, or should I send infantry divisions to protect the ports anyway?
Oh, I
I'm
would,
doing
yeah.
that right now.
Yeah, put infantry on all the ports.
Okay, I'm doing that.
Vichy France is under attack by Canada. Oh no, it's not. That's no, yes, it is. It's under attack by Canada. So we're seeing. I should know this. Killer Ben in
Did you
action.
say that we had all those transports? Oh, and
Oh my God! What are you doing? What
Yeah.
are you doing? Please tell me.
Those are
Please,
transfers
please.
there, so whenever you're
No.
ready to start dishing them out.
That's gonna be a bad
Yeah.
attack, otherwise. Morris, what's your attack on Yugoslavia?
That ain't my attack.
Whose attack is that?
Nobody's.
Oh, is that partisan?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Makes sense now.
Definitely wasn't me.
I was getting a bit worried. I did see what happened in Sardinia, though. What happened there?
The Canadians just couldn't be bothered to take it back.
Canadians failed, did you say?
They couldn't be bothered.
Was they left?
Pretty much, yeah, we left.
Yeah.
How well defended is that island? Sardinia.
Not very.
2 motorised brigades I saw was what they used to retake the island.
I noticed that Sicily was quite well defended.
Yeah, it is. Problem is, the Germans do not have a spare air force. I do, so whatever I do, they're pretty much fucked.
Right now, I have to say, I think the naval war is going in favour of the Axis. I mean, oh, what's that? What? I didn't mean to say that. Just look at the capitals, the larger ships are all pretty much allied. Tirpitz lost by Germany is a bit of a big loss. As a Scharnhorst, the battle cruiser. HMS tends to build another battle cruiser.
I'm pretty sure the Italian divisions and
So I suspect that's up there still. As I also suspect that maybe maybe Bismarck was built, but I don't know. So even though they could have another 2 very powerful capital ships out there, even if they've lost 2. But those 4, I think 6 battleships of the US, they'll either be Colorado class, which is Tech 3 levels. We've got at least 1 Tech 3 gone down, and the others will be Tech 2 New York class battleships. It has to be said, battleships aren't worth that much to the US. You know, it's all about their carriers. But losing 6 of them to Japanese battleships, you can stick with their sinkers. Kirishima is a battlecruiser, Congo battlecruiser, battleship, light cruiser, heavy cruiser. You know, we're talking about battle fleets themselves, and that seems to suggest that the Japanese have got fleet superiority on a 1-to-1 basis when the 2 fleets are going up straight ahead of each other, straight against each other. But what I hope that means is what really has happened is the US has been focusing so much on its carrier fleets, it hasn't really had time to really worry about its battleships. But anyway, that is a loss, obviously, which should have been avoided. We've got some Swedish and British ships here. HMS Hawkins is one of the only heavy ships the UK has actually lost. I'll get that one, don't worry about it. What was I looking at? Oh yeah. Who else have we got? CA you sunk. These are of course heavy cruisers. There's some Danish and Swedish ships, that's obviously because the Axis assaulted Scandinavia pretty hard. Hawkins is pretty much one of the only heavy ships lost by the Royal Navy. And again, another, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 heavy cruisers lost by the US Navy. Again, sunk by enemy battleships. Now, it's a bit worrying, really. There's quite a lot of heavies for the US to lose, even if they are obsolete old ships. There are battleships as well, battle fleet type ships. I wouldn't want to wish that on anyone. When we get to light cruisers, things become a bit more mixed. Everyone would have lost light cruisers. The 2 notable ones are Quebec and Ontario as Canadian cruisers. Those will probably be the largest ships that Canada can field. So that's a big blow there to the Canadians. The other 2 are probably noticeable. These 2 ships, Bandeira and Battulelo Coligny, they are wow, acquire territory on Greece. Weird move. They are modern light cruisers, so we can see that Italy's at least had one big engagement at one point. I'm just going to turn to you. Are we rehosting, guys?
No.
No.
I think he just went.
I'll speak to him.
Say hello, but carry on meantime in South Africa.
There are Italian battleships in Gibraltar.
Whereabouts? That's quite a big place. There's 3 different places it could be.
In the port of Gibraltar.
Oh, I think they're doing naval strike on us.
Oh, they lost
Gibraltar.
Oh god.
On 8th Navy. I think they did naval strike.
I'm just going to talk to... where is he?
West of Gibraltar.
NL hotline.
Yes. Oh. Oh wow, they're sending back out their U-boats. Fuck me, look at the U-boats. Holy shit.
There we go.
Wow,
that is HMS right there. His U-boat fleets are
I thought they gave it a rest.
Maybe they'll just use the rest to rebuild their numbers.
By the way, 5th Navy, like the leader that we got for the 5th Navy, one from
US.
US,
I know,
yeah.
we can't do anything about that.
Yeah.
Sorry, got to do my job, my Greek duties. Just a bit of polite. Oh, whoops. Kill the partisans. We're gonna put these down Soviet style. We are.
Oh, just get bombed. I'm just gonna.
Guys, what happened in Greece? That is quite funny.
Yeah, that's what's stupid.
I think Italy took Crete, didn't they? Which has forced the rest of Greece to return to Greek control. I don't think HMS are going to be very happy about that.
They didn't add conquer on.
Yeah, but they were in exile, weren't they? Anyway, it'll take them no time to reconquer that. Unless you reinforce and ambush a few, then it might be a bit ambitious, to be honest.
Be right back,
Yeah.
guys.
Could be interesting actually, because we could probably take out a few of their divisions. Like that one that's
there you
going
go, there's the
for
divisions.
Athens,
Very
we maybe could cut it off and take it out. And that mountain division that they have, should come out.
Should we make some escorts as well as convoys? I don't really bother with escorts.
There's good
I
units
never
next to
bothered
those.
with escorts.
Oh, that's fraps.
I don't know. Never tried building.
Bastards. Bastards from Vichy, France, cancelling our fucking trade. How dare they? I reckon Greece is going to win. They're going to come back now. Bit of a glitch. All of Greece is occupied. Italy seizes Crete from... Because I assume what happened is they fell to Germany, so therefore Crete was under German control. Mush obviously wanted it under Italian control, so it didn't require territory. But weirdly,
I wonder
it's
how
returned
far is the
to
range
being
when they
sort of
reach
independent.
Russian in India?
Now, the one thing I would say,
They have to take Netherlands, I think.
being a little passive, as in, you know, I know, yeah, there
It's
might
worth
not be that
trying.
much that they can do, but even so, they do seem to be quite content. Oh god, they're actually Jerusalem to France. Quite content to sit in North Africa.
We should
What they
make
should
more.
really be doing is trying to protect Gibraltar.
Just came out.
I mean, it
so
doesn't
that-
take
yeah,
much.
that-
You know,
all I
we're
see is
talking a
some
few
of that,
corps
just made
here, a
some-
few corps of British troops, a
Look,
few
it's built
corps
it up.
of,
It's
two
still
corps of
missing as well,
Canadians,
just a build,
some
load of
brief
convoys, like a
naval
load of-
support. You know, Italy isn't going to go on for a one.
Because,
Isn't
we've got
going to be able
everything
to
I
go
need.
for a one-for-one fight with the Royal Navy.
And I'm gonna build
Neither is the Kriegsmarine.
few.
If the US supports, even less so.
Missiles.
And all they need to do is hold on, is
Why
take
do
a
you
few
have to-
provinces, perhaps
Just
attack
a hand-
Seville.
but still,
It was near Seville, anyway. Yeah, Seville. They talk Cadiz, that's the port we're talking about, or Malaga, from Tangier. Well, actually, no, they won't be able to cross through the Gibraltar Strait, but what they will be able to do is go to Casablanca, rebate and attack here. I mean, all they need to do is talking a few dozen divisions, really, and I'm sure, knowing Morris, he'll have those. They'll just be sitting at home. And they need to be pressurising the Axis, because otherwise, the Allies just sit there and just keep it to their own. You know, what happens is
Naval
the Axis
battle.
win. I mean, look at what's happened.
Get
Look
our
at this.
destroyers. Yeah.
I mean, Norway and Scandinavia just
I want to get
you know,
my
the only place
stuff done.
the Allies
Got
hold
carrots I
in
can
Europe
get down
is
as well.
Greece, and that's only because of a bug.
Let's get some cactus support over there. And
You know, they need to support
probably-
us.
that's the
and
US
they need to
always
support us by
destroys.
fighting the Axis elsewhere.
Sound muted.
And if they're not doing that, then they aren't doing anything.
Sound
Ooh,
resumed.
look at that.
Quite a bit. Yeah,
That's
need to
pretty
pull
much
that
the
out.
general gist of it.
Rebuild
That's
it
it.
down. Save it.
It's
I'm
May
still attacking
41 now, so we could be gearing up for an attack soon. Yes, maybe, perhaps. Don't know.
Oh, I've got a few things for it. No. My carriers exit now. Well, our carriers.
Pretty bad commanders, as Vovec was saying. We can reappoint those when they get older. Wow, I have to say, I've never ever gone such a crazy conquering spree as Germany before. I've never taken Sweden.
Where are they going?
Right.
Sweden's
I see.
not. That's just personal opinion, really. I don't ever want to expose myself from above the Baltic. I just don't like doing it. I feel like
Oh,
I'm
fresh
effectively
ships
just
and going as well.
granting Britain territory, more ports to defend, etc., etc.
Yeah, we've won that.
Is
but
that
to
the
be
track
honest,
go to the port?
The
They've gone to
Balkans,
port,
I mean,
okay.
like,
Let's get
yeah, they're
those,
kind of worth it, but
ships
not
that
really.
damaged out of there.
Italy
and
would certainly get much more out of them than
I will
Germany,
get
but we're looking at a very
patrolling
powerful
out there,
Germany.
and I'll
That's
get my
definitely the case.
carriers to bomb that
to be
to
honest,
bits.
I think
okay.
if we were
Sound
to
muted.
talk about Allied strategy in general, what the US and the UK should be doing, at least the Atlantic portion of the US, and Brazil actually, we've got Brazil on the outside, is an assault on nationalist Spain and Portugal. I mean, these nations, you know, Portugal and nationalist Spain, you know, they're not hugely powerful, they don't have good tech, they don't have large armies, they don't have good commanders. they'll be relying on support from Germany and perhaps Italy. We'll be relying on support from those two if they are to hold. Perhaps they'll even have to bring down, the Germans have to bring down their reserves from France to fight here. But that's the general gist of what we're looking at right now. I'm sure a massive assault, no, maybe not even a massive assault, just something to worry the Axis, you know, something to put pressure on them. I mean, something I would be considering, to be honest, is to give the Axis even more ports to garrison, and to deny them of Spanish troops, or even Portuguese troops, as an assault on Cadiz, on Bilbao, and just rush to Madrid. Absolutely rush to Madrid. Try and take as many VPs. VP rush Spain. Perhaps try and force them to surrender. Definitely try and force them to surrender, actually. And in doing so, what you'll do is if the UK annexes Spain, Spain will lose all its troops or lose everything. Yes, the UK won't be able to hold it, but that's not what we're talking about. The UK can scuttle off back to its transports and go home. That's all fine. But it will force Germany to retake Spain, and they won't be able to have. They won't have the Spanish troops that were garrisoning those ports originally, so they'll have to keep a reserve in Iberia now, which will draw on their reserves from Spain and France, which will weaken their front in general, which will make it more likely for that a successful operation in Europe in the future, or even diverting some units from the Eastern Front. But if they continue to do this, the UK, the Allies have lost. They really have. I mean, their campaign against the Japanese is not going well, I think it's fair to say. I mean, what we'd want to see, at least in terms of Allied movement here, is trying to retake Singapore. Actually, no, sorry, I am mistaken. Morris has held on to Singapore, he's just lost Malaya. So that's a lot of rare materials he's lost there. And he might lose Rangoon as well, but I can sort of understand him losing this bit here. Borneo, though. The Philippines are a loss, really. It's very difficult for the Allies to defend the Philippines. They have lots of ports and lots of exposed coastline. They're fighting a long way off their supply lines and stuff. And you'd have to send a lot there to actually defend. So, if I was to advise the USA in the Pacific, what I'd be advising them to do is firstly to stop dicking about their battle fleets. It's just not, the Pacific is not a place for battle fleets. Yeah, they still have some purpose in Europe. You can give the Kriegsmarine and Regia Marine a very bloody nose as the US with your battle fleets, but the Pacific, definitely a place with your carriers. You overwhelm Japan with carriers, as we can do. I've seen a game where the US had 40 carriers by 1943. 40 carriers. I mean, the Japanese player had 10, I think, but was just utterly overwhelmed when he finally launched his operation, his major offensives, and you know, that's the thing. You know, Japan can hold for a certain period of time, but they can't hold inevitably against the US. They just can't do it. They haven't got the manpower, they haven't got the IC, they haven't got the ships or anything, or the commanders, really. So, I would say, you know, just they need to focus on harassing the IJN. I noticed at the moment, Jonu seems to be very, very focused on taking these islands. These islands, they don't mean anything. They mean absolutely nothing. I mean, I think one or two of them are VPs, but that's about it, really. That's what we're looking at, the worth of those islands. But destroying the IJN, that's destroying Japan's defence. That's what you have to do. You have to focus on wearing it down. You take out a few screams in each combat. You wear down their CAGs, so they can't fight. Even if you force the IJN to return back to the home isles for repairs, you've won. That's what you've done. You've bought yourself time to advance, and that's what you have to do. My attacks, as the US, general rule, pretty much always focus on Saipan, Iwo Jima, Okinawa, and then this southern island. That's it. I'm not bothered about the Pacific island hopping campaign. I know it's historical. sometimes I dip down to Palau to retake the Philippines first, because that's a pretty good base, and then on to Taiwan to do it. That's a very good way of doing it. That's a safer way of doing it, but you need to know that the IJN is pretty much always dead if you're going to do that. Because even if you knock out one, if you sink one carrier, then you've done the IJN a massive blow. If you damage 2 carriers and you send them back to port and they have to repair along with their kegs, you've bought yourself freedom to do whatever the hell you want for 3 weeks, 4 weeks. You know, that's a lot of time. That's enough time to take Iwo Jima. And if they lose Iwo Jima, then, you know, Japan is in range of your invasion. They're fighting. They're up against the ropes. Japan is going to have to fight very, very well from then on to stay alive. I mean, yes, the annoying thing is they might have some like subs or like even other fleets harassing you out here, harassing your supply lines. But you know, they're equally operating a long way from theirs then. And Australia is pretty much safeguarded if you're fighting, if you bring the fight to Japan. But if you really just island hop for too long, like they did in history. Well, I'm not saying that that's a bad move. It's just this is a game. This isn't history. Then you've given the IJN, you've given Japan a lot of time where they don't really have to worry about you. That's the time in which they could be attacking Singapore, India, Sri Lanka, or the USSR, in fact. So you just bear that in mind in the future, guys. You know, it's not always about taking those islands. It's about destroying their navy, and I'm sure HMS would tell you the same about destroying armies. He's the king of encirclements, he really is. He's absolutely phenomenal at them. I mean, I know Vovec is saying, oh, we've got more troops, we're going to win. I know that's not the case. Right now, I can tell you. I'm looking at these stacks, and I know how much he tech rushes, I know how much he production rushes. These are going to be bloody good troops. All he has to do is break our front in 1 or 2 places, and he'll be encircling like crazy. And then his focus is not on rushing to Moscow. Yes, he has a stronger force deployed on the axis towards Moscow and equally on the one towards Leningrad, but that's where it's important to win. He will defeat us by encircling us. He'll destroy the Red Army, and then we won't be able to fight him. He won't defeat us by VP rushing. But the Allies, on the other hand, that's what they need to do. They need to start doing something. They can't do that. Yeah. And they can start doing that in Iberia. Iberia is definitely the weak point in the Axis, for the Axis right now. And perhaps, arguably, Japan. But personally, I don't think Japan's in that bad situation. They haven't lost any capital ships yet. I don't think they've even lost that many light cruisers. At which point, so they've still got another year's fight in them, though, whatever way you look at it. That's even disregarding what the IJN could do. I mean, they might not be able to take Guard, but they could well take Wake Island. They could well take Midway. We'll see what they have to do. I'm sure Grizzly... Was it Grizzly? No, it was... Yeah, it was Grizzly. I'm sure Grizzly is planning something. Yes, I'll
Sound resumed.
speak now.
Time to bomb
You've heard all my plans and opinions and stuff. I've noticed it's May 1940. That means we haven't... No, what are you going to do? We've got...
So much damage, but I'm getting insects first, it's worth it.
About it. What?
I can take it.
A few months left of
Brazil,
summer.
can you just use those battleships and stuff, just take the
Oh,
subs?
sorry, before the weather starts getting bad again.
Just patrol about, please?
Yeah, I just
means
station into England
bad
and then
things,
later
yeah.
we'll fight there.
Awesome.
I'm also not sure whether it's the best thing to be focusing on these brigades as well. I mean, yes, I mean they're going to make us stronger, they're making our division stronger, but looking at his stacks, I'm also thinking, hold on, you know, he's already got more troops than us here.
I think we should send our...
Can you support me now with your naval bombers,
that
please?
generally spells disaster for the USSR.
Where?
What we should be doing is perhaps
ML channel?
rushing to,
Okay, you're already done. Sorry.
What are you up against? You're
what
not
we
up
should
against
perhaps really
anything,
be doing is rushing to get divisions out then and brigades. But hang on, I don't
Come
take
on,
that as a given.
just look
I
at
did
North
earlier
Spain.
thanks to the
That's
USSR
like
and
normal
my
stuff.
least played nations. That's definitely a good one. Oh, Italy this time.
It's going well for them, isn't it?
Not after all that effort.
Yeah.
Probably all they can supply.
I think I've convoy raided them off the battle at the moment.
That is a shame.
I'm sinking a lot of transports.
Sure, this navy could be used slightly more efficiently. I definitely do think these two ships could be in there. I'm gonna take the initiative to do it myself. I know I'm a co-op player.
They're suffering horrendous stacking penalty. Even all that, my blimmin' cags are better than all those interceptors. And they're fresh cags. What I did, Prince, is scythe them out. I got 6 spare. And I just round my old ones.
The hell
the
is
old
the
ones
busy
are
French capital?
real.
Yeah, Morris, you need to remember that CAGs have a much smaller stacking penalty than any other air unit.
Yeah, they're incredible.
It's 2.5% compared to what, 10% of
But they
interceptors and
outnumber me.
20% for each.
Those interceptors,
on the
12
way.
interceptors versus 6 cags. My cags winning.
Yeah, well, your CAGs will have what, a 12%, 15% stacking penalty. Theirs will have like 60, 50.
Oh, they've got 3 ships left. They've got like no organisation. Oh shit, the Germans have got involved. Fresh German stuff.
I just
Where the fuck
have,
did my troops
Challenge the area.
I don't know, but
Sorry, it's not even the
I'm
area.
completely
it's the
confused.
air.
Where is the Vichy French capital gone? So the Brazilians just took Dakar, which from the looks of it was their last VP point.
It's in Beirut. It's in Syria.
Oh, for God's sake.
No, once again, they're attacking one at a time. With, like,
No, the one
unit
place where the
troops.
Vichy French actually have troops is the last damn spot.
Yeah, the Allies seem
I
very
don't
concerned
understand
right
the
now
checks
with
they
cleaning
attack
up
with one division at a time.
Vichy France, and I would say it's not a priority. It's not like
Yeah,
Vichy
Prussian
France is where
Prince,
the
do you
war to
see
be won
that
or lost. It's-
British division you've got sitting in Tel Aviv?
Just
If the Iraqi
Yeah.
area doesn't
I mean,
take
yeah,
Beirut,
defeating
can
Vichy
you try
France
and take
puts
it,
some
please?
pressure on
It
the
will not,
Germans.
should not Vichy
but
France
it's
out of the
even
war.
that much.
Yeah, sure.
It's a marginal success at best. I'll tell you one thing. Another thing they could do is
Yeah.
the Allies don't have to commit themselves to a full
Because it will
invasion
give us a
yet.
direct invasion of the Soviet Union.
And this is actually one of the best places to launch a small invasion. Athens has a land
Naval
fort
striking that. So.
and has
So we
one
can help our
province
Russian
to hold.
comrades in arms when the war kicks off.
And I know there's a strait here
Oh,
that
the
they can
ARs
cross,
put me up
but
in
that's a
the
very
Philippines
easy
and
to
kept
hold.
the
You can
territory that was
assault here,
inland.
start
So instead of my
Napino
troops
and
retreating, they
take
just retreated inland.
Athens, and then
So now
move
let's
on
round
to
Fucking AI.
I don't know what the island is,
Ah,
but
sorry,
whatever
I've
it is.
rebuilt
But
it already.
that peninsula is very easy to hold, and it puts
that's
some
only
pressure. It
troops
forces
now.
your opponent to react. And the thing is that this is Morris and
It's not. It's
Dono don't seem to be doing a great job of
Assuming,
forcing the Axis to react to them
I'm
right
assuming you're
now.
going to replace
They
the
just seem to
White
be
Armed
bumbling
Division.
about,
they're already
commenting on the fights
already
they happen to be
doing
having
push.
on the way. It's not,
Good.
to be honest, a great way of doing stuff.
30 brigades
Um,
or something.
I mean, I would really,
Yeah, but I think for
if I
every
were them,
30
commit
brigades
myself to
America
something
can
big. I
lose,
mean,
they'll probably
like,
build
that's
another
what you got to
40.
do. Europe has fallen utterly, massively. They know that
Just not the loss of
HMS
manpower
can be
to
gearing up
catch
for
up
an
with in
attack
the
on us.
future. When we're embroiled in a
The
fight over
US
Europe.
is, well,
No,
US
I'll
is
get
doing
the
what it
game
can in the
modes,
Pacific.
alright.
Even then, they could probably
I
speed
get
that up.
plus, I get
But you know, they've
4.6
got to do
on
something to
even
harm
with-
HMS.
I'm
You
trying
know,
to
it's
get
likely
my
he's going to win
agriculture up.
unless they change that. It's
Like,
up
I'm
to
even
the
afford
well, my
another
opinion has
division
always
as well.
been this is up to the Allies to win the game,
I have
not
enough
to the Axis
manpower to
lose
keep
it.
the... Oh,
Sound muted.
When you're playing against Mush and HMS on the same team, you know they're two very good players. We have got a pretty solid player in Japan as well. You know, you really have to fight them. You know, you can't just run away and hide on your island, which is I know what Morris has a slight tendency to do. But you know, people do have different ways of going about it. I would also assault Croatia, as I'm pretty sure. Is that Croatia? Corsica. It's not Croatia at all. Assault Corsica because it's pretty certain that HMS hasn't reinforced that. And when they said that Sardinia, it just couldn't be bothered that they retreated. I was like, you were fighting 2 brigades. I mean, all you've done is hand Italy some territory again. You've handed them a port. You know, you need to take territory off them, guys. I mean, you can't right now be like even under any delusions that what you're doing is working. You have to pressurize them. It's as simple as that. The Allies putting pressure on the Axis is what wins you the game. If the general strategy for the UK, and to a lesser degree Canada and Australia and everyone, is to pressurize the Germany so it can't deploy all its force against the USSR. Because if it can, then generally the USSR generally dies. And especially seeing as I'm in control of it, that's probably going to happen. I mean, someone joked that I was quite brave to try fighting HMS as France. Perhaps I'm just as brave to try fighting him as the USSR. Because, to be honest, you know, I'm not a great player. Vovec is a good player. I know he's a good player. He's quite experienced in multiplayer. But even the 2 of us, I suspect, we victim to his Swedish micro amazingness. Once you see him playing on your side, it's pretty spectacular, to be honest. The funny thing is, I always seem... Oh, I gotta unpause
Sound
it.
resumed.
Are we
Oh, he
rehosting,
raged.
guys?
Yeah.
Or he rage. That's a possibility.
User left your
So
channel.
are we rehosting or what? Guys?
Almost DC.
Yeah.
User joined
Yeah,
your
rest.
channel.
Okay, good.
What's
Sorry
Russia
guys, I'll catch
like?
you in the next part. I've got to stop this if I'm going to stop recording.